This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV. I'm at AMD's ExtravaLANza in Markham, Ontario. Joining me is Robert Hallock, Product Marketing Manager for AMD. Welcome to the program, Robert.
Hey, good to be here. Thank you.
Now, you're not just any Product Marketing Manager, you're the organizer of this whole shebang.
That's right. I'm the event organizer, and I also put together all the marketing for all the high-end Radeon cards at AMD.
Okay, so when we're talking about higher end, we're referring to
the AMD Radeon HD 7750 and up in the 7000 series, essentially any gaming graphics card.
Okay, excellent, excellent. It's really something to be in the headquarters of AMD's graphics division. Can you tell us a little bit as to what's on the showcase here?
Wow, what isn't? So we've got all of our graphics cards on display from all of our partners. Sapphire has been great, MSI, XFX, so every graphics card partner that we have is in the house today. We have game developers from around the world, Montreal and what have you. It's just a really great show. Our technology is on display.
I've seen actually just some highlights of some games I've seen. We've got behind you is Far Cry 3, I gather, and then we've seen the new Tomb Raider game that's going to be coming out. I take it, has this all been optimized to work with AMD GPUs?
That's right. So we have our Gaming Evolve program, which makes games look better and run better for gamers. You've probably heard of it if you're on Meant to Be Seen. And so all of these games, Far Cry 3, Sleeping Dogs just came out, any of these titles, Tomb Raider, all optimized graphically and performance-wise for Radeon.
One of the impressive things I saw on the show floor is you've got a demo where you've got a computer hooked up to several displays, yes, all in, and maybe you could describe it a little bit.
Sure, that's an Infinity 5x1 setup, so it's the AMD Infinity technology. All 5 monitors, each of them are 2560 by 1600, are all running as a single display, so the total resolution I believe is like 8800 by 1600, and it's all off of 2 video cards, so we're just running 2 GPU Crossfire, and yeah. It's really awesome.
So you're getting a lot of performance through there, and to support all those screens. And are they they look different than I normally see a monitor? They look vertical rather than horizontal. Is there something unusual about the monitors themselves?
No, those are actually monitors that just have an axial mount, so you can rotate them, and we call that 5x1 portrait mode. And we like to do that because it keeps the aspect ratio of the displays roughly the same as a single monitor. Yeah.
Now, my only disappointment, and if I would call it a disappointment, is that you have this rocket chair in the middle. You got the screens going, but where's the 3D?
It's really hard to find a 3D monitor that's at 2560 by 1600 right now. I'm not sure if they even exist because I know they're primarily 1080p. So we were trying to go for the biggest resolution possible, and unfortunately 3D wasn't in the cards for that one.
So if there's a display manufacturer out there that's looking to do a really cool demo, here's your shot, right?
Yeah, if you have a 2560 by 1600 stereo 3D display, please talk to us. We will do a demo out of you.
Okay, excellent, excellent. You know, now one thing that's, I know you work with the 7000 series cards. One thing that struck me was you recently made an announcement that with a firmware update, you could actually get more performance out of a certain line of graphics cards. Maybe you could elaborate a little bit more as to what's happened.
So we have the AMD Radeon HD 7950, and as products go on in their life cycle, we get better at manufacturing them, which means they take less power, they produce less heat, and they just become more efficient products. So we released this firmware upgrade to improve the performance based on the newer models coming off the line. And it just so happens that the majority of the older cards as well, after playing around with them, work really well with this new firmware. So as long as it's available from your graphics card manufacturer, you can update your graphics card.
Now, I also understand that 7970, excuse me, the AMD's flagship 7970 has kind of been refreshed as well. Is there some type of a new way that is handling overclocking or voltage depending on performance? Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Yep, we have a technology called AMD PowerTune technology, which dynamically assesses intelligently in real time what the video card is doing. Power draw, clock speeds, heat, etc. It's all automatic. And so this is the 7970 gigahertz edition, and it has that new feature called AMD PowerTune with Boost. So in addition to that intelligence, it also can dynamically overclock the card on the fly, just depending on what the user is doing.
And going back to the 7950, I mean, that was a firmware update. You got more performance just by doing an update. And I think it was just more than overclocking the card. I think it added this dynamic functionality to the card as well. Do you anticipate any other firmware updates coming to AMD graphics in the near future?
Unfortunately, I can't speculate, but options like that are always in the cards for us. We're always looking for opportunities to give customers more than they originally paid for. It works well for them and for us, of course.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us, Robert. We've been speaking with Robert Hallock from AMD at AMD's ExtravaLANza. Thanks for watching. This has been MTBS-TV.